Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I got a lot of requests on how I warm up before climbing, so I'm just going to show you what I do and let's get started. As some of you may know, the international comp season is starting very soon, and in 2 weeks I'll be in China for the first World Cup. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to be able to share with you guys everything that goes on. With NordVPN, I'll be sure that I'll be able to be connected onto all of my social media and to give you guys updates as much as I can. I also don't need to worry about having any of my data stolen or having all these pop-up ads or malware when I'm traveling and connected to public Wi-Fi, like in hotels or cafes, with NordVPN's threat protection feature. So if you're traveling around a lot, NordVPN is really a great way to make sure that everything is just secure and protected. And if you're not traveling and some of you guys would like to watch our World Cups, for some of you it may be unavailable, but with NordVPN you'll be able to watch all of our World Cups and semi-finals and finals. Hopefully I will be in some of those, fingers crossed. And with only one subscription, you can connect up to 10 devices. So I have like my phone, my iPad, my computer. And what I really love is that with NordVPN's MeshNet feature, I can like have a secure private connection and send files and receive files throughout all of my devices. And what's even better is that I can add external devices to my MeshNet feature with people who also have a NordVPN subscription, and we can also send and receive files. So with my videographer, with all the traveling that I'm doing, I'm not always connected to good Wi-Fi, we can send each other files and videos through the MeshNet feature. And with my link, you also get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan plus 4 months extra free. You also get 30-day money-back guarantee in case you change your mind, so it's also totally risk-free. Go check it out. Okay, so this is typically my warm-up that I'll do for more like comps. It's a bit more in detail and there's more things that I do, and I split it into kind of like 4 parts. First part is more like mobility, active stretching. Second part is going to be like elastic band warm-up. Third part is a bit of climbing, and then fourth part, which is kind of linked to the climbing but hanging for light hangs. And yeah, that's it. It can take up to 30 minutes to an hour depending on how fast or how much you want to do. And yeah, let's go. So when it comes to like stretching, I was told that it's important to do like more mobility movement or like active stretching, so like where you're moving in your stretch, because if you do more of like passive stretching and stay long in a position, you kind of lose your you lose strength and power. So it's really important to kind of like move around in your stretches. And I just rotate through these exercises that I'll show you. And if I feel like I need to do a bit more in one stretch, well, I'll go back to it until I feel good and then move on to the next part. I always start off in this like butterfly position for some reason, because it just kind of is what starts my stretching, every stretching session. So I always start in this position. I kind of bring my legs out and I just go like up and down, just to kind of like, yeah, slowly warm up the hips from side to side, just moving around. And I don't stay too long into this position. And then I go straight into straight leg with the same idea of just like moving up and down, bouncing a bit at the bottom, coming back up. And I just do this a couple of times. This position is kind of like the front split, and once again, I'm just like kind of in my max stretch, which isn't a lot, I know. And I just like bounce up and down in the front, to the side. And then also kind of like stretch the sides a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's just bouncing all the time. So then the next position, I go into this. Once again, just like try to get as low as I can, which right now is not the best. I haven't been stretching for a while, but yeah, I get as low as I can, and then I just bounce from side to side, to the middle again. Try not to stay too long in each position, because the idea is to really just like warm everything up and not do passive stretching. Yeah, so just bounce. Okay, so next position to kind of like get the hips going is this, where here I like move a bit forwards and backwards. And then also I alternate lifting my legs up for like 3-5 seconds each side until I kind of feel like it's enough. But once again, the idea to always kind of like stay in movement. Okay, so next position is this. I kind of bounce deep in this, and then I kind of alternate between all of this stuff, and then I go back down, and then I go up into this position, and then I go back into this position. Kind of just like I've said, in the idea of just keeping movement and bouncing all the time until each position kind of feels like it's stretched to its max and normal. Don't forget to switch sides, so same thing, just kind of like move around in these positions until everything kind of feels like it's, yeah, stretched out. Okay, so last and final position is this one. And yeah, once again, I kind of just like bounce in this position, and then I try to go up and down without the help of my hands, but I can't, so I just help a bit. And like my foot is pushing into the mat to really like have that active stretch and open up my hips a bit more. And don't forget to switch sides. And so do the same on the other side. Oh, this side is so much harder. So during like my active stretching, I focus a lot more on lower body because that's what I struggle with a bit more, but I have added 2 more like upper body back exercises that I'm going to show you. The first one is with a foam roller. A smaller one works too, but my gym only has this. And I place it kind of like just a bit above the middle of my back. And the easy version is to stay like this. The harder version is to get your leg up. You can hold your head, and then you just want to try to lower your back as low as possible. The idea is to not arch your back, because if you're like lifting your stomach up and arching your back, it makes the exercise much easier. So it's to keep your like core stable and in the same position, and just try to lower your shoulders and upper back. And that like stretches out the spine, and I find that so hard. Oh my gosh. And then the last and final exercise that I do for kind of more like upper body, shoulder mobility is arm straight in this position, touch your ear, and then try to rotate as much as you can. And don't forget to switch sides. Always keeping this arm like as straight as possible. So if any of you are interested in what I do as like a stretching routine, it's exactly what I've just showed you, but I just stay in passive position. So I just stay in the position for like 30 seconds to a minute to 2 minutes, as long as I feel like, and alternate between all those exercises I just showed you. Next part of the warm is with elastic band. I have like the green strength, which I think isn't the lowest, but it's the second above lowest. I don't think you need a really strong elastic band for these exercises, and I do these exercises 8 to 12 reps for each exercise inside. For For this exercise, the idea is to stay at 90 degrees, and when you go down, don't go lower than 90 in this angle. This is to warm up the elbows. And then I do exactly the same on the other side. So still continuing with exercises to warm up like shoulders and upper body. Elbow kind of like on your hip, and you just open as much as you can whilst keeping your elbow always on the hip. And don't forget to change sides. And for my final exercise, I finish with this kneeling position. Keep the core like strong so then you don't arch your back. Arms at 90, shoulders back, and then just go up and down. I got some of these exercises off my physio because I have like shoulder problems, and so these are like really exercises to properly warm up the shoulders and to reduce risk of injury. And then just some more like movement exercise to warm up the core. I don't typically just do like sit-ups, I kind of do more like balancing exercises. And so the first one is you start off kind of like in a plank position, and then you alternate lifting opposite arm and opposite leg. And the idea is to really keep your whole tension in the body. And then once you kind of feel warm, you're in this position, and then you hop from one to another. Once you've done that, I kind of do the same thing. I'm still in a plank position. I have opposite arm and opposite leg, and then I try to like move them as much as I can to the side and back. That's all I do for like body tension warm up. After I've done all of this, this is when I start climbing, and I start in like easier boulders, easy moves, big holds, and then gradually also like go into harder boulders and harder moves and smaller holds. But in between all of that, I also do some light hangs, which you will also see. Also, if you're not like used to warming up before climbing, you just like attack onto some easier boulders and then gradually get harder. That's what I usually do for just like a normal training session with some like elastic band exercises. But if this isn't something you normally do, you might feel tired when starting climbing, which is completely normal. But if you just like start doing it during every sesh, then you'll gradually get used to it and you'll just feel normal once climbing. I also always climb down my boulders because I feel like the impact from jumping is so intense. It's such a struggle to warm up in crimps in a commercial gym because I feel like they're very much into like volumes and big holds. So it's sometimes a struggle. Okay, that was so hard. Okay, so once like my fingers feel more or less warm and I've done like a couple of boulders to like the medium level, this is when I like start to do light hangs. Because like I said before, sometimes it's really hard to warm up like crimps. And I think this is where I get a lot of my finger injuries from, is that when my fingers feel good, I can kind of squeeze really fast even though my fingers aren't completely warm. And that's why they start to hurt. So I've slowly started to integrate light hangs, which for me I find helps a lot in like crimp warm up or like any kind of handhold warm up. And all I do really is just hang with my feet on the ground and then just gradually add more and more weight until my fingers feel good. I usually do like 10 seconds hang, couple seconds off, and then I go again and do that a couple of times, and then I can gradually take my feet off the floor, and then I could go to smaller crimps, and then I go back into some harder boulders. You can also alternate like this. This is a great way to warm up like crimps. Okay, so now that I've finished my hangs, I'm just gonna go into some like harder boulders. And this is what I gradually do until I feel completely warm to pull hard and go into some projects. That's a bit hard. This is such a huge jump, what the fuck? Yeah, so I just gradually go into some harder boulders. I'm gonna try some harder moves now, just to kind of really wake up that like try hard. So it's okay if you fall off a bit. And then I'll go into like some harder boulders. Oh. wasn't as good as I was expecting. C'est grave loin! Now I'm feeling warm. Or not. That's not good. As much as I like to think I'm talented in slabs, it's important to warm them up. Okay. 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 So right now, I typically say I'm warm enough to kind of go into some of the harder boulders. Even if I fail in some of my warm-up boulders, that's okay. It's just really to like warm up certain moves. Especially if you're warming up for comps. This is something really important. You won't see your qualification boulders. You're behind in ISO, you don't know what to expect. So you really need to prepare your body to warm up for everything. So that means like crimps, slopers, pinches, but at the same time, everything like heel hooks, toe hooks, coordination, slabs. So you really need to keep in mind that there's a lot of things to do during warm-up, and you want to warm up everything so then your body is like 100% ready to climb on whatever you have to climb on. And so yeah, just kind of think that your warm-up needs to be complete, and once you feel warm, I mean, that's the whole point of the warm-up, you go into the harder stuff. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you soon. Bye.